Hello to you all and welcome to the Irish in the UK. This week we're coming to you from the Clayton Crown Hotel in London. We're here celebrating 63 years of the Leitrim Association. We'll be having some wonderful dancing from world champion Joe McGowan. Paul Kelly will be entertaining the crowd with his fantastic band. We'll be chatting to some of the Leitrim Association and their guest of honour. So stay with us and enjoy the show. Mick, a very special night, of course, for the Leitrim Association here in London, celebrating 63 years of this annual event.
Yes, indeed, it's great to be here. We've had many a good occasion through the years, and hopefully tonight will be just as good as any other one.
And of course, it's great to look back on all over these years to say that you've celebrated 63 years. It's a milestone.
It is indeed, because there's not many of them in London that can achieve that. The Leitrim Association, I think, have done very well, worked wonders through the years.
How long have you been involved with the association?
I'd say over 30 years.
You've got a great big response here tonight. You've got a big crowd here to celebrate your 63rd annual dinner dance.
Well, we're very lucky. We have a great crowd of sponsors who every year come through with anything we need. And that is why we are so successful and able to keep going through our sponsors. They're all here tonight. They're a great support. They come every year, and as I say, without them we wouldn't be here today.
Eileen, PRO, of course. It's a busy time for you as PRO of the Leitrim Association.
Yes, it's a busy time at for this occasion, of course, because there's a lot of organisation. But it's made a lot easier by our fantastic sponsors and the committee members as well. So we all join in together and do a great job with it.
Of course, when we all come along to enjoy a night like tonight, none of us realise how much work goes into the background of getting sponsors, organising tonight, making sure the food is okay for everybody, and still trying to wear a smile on your face.
That's true. I'm fairly recent member of our committee, and I have to say, if it wasn't for the long-standing members, it would make my job an awful lot more difficult. They have great contacts with the sponsors, and we all work very much as a team, and it's a testament to how well it works to see what happens for the last few years and here tonight as well. It's been fantastic.
And tell me about your roots in Leitrim.
Well, I'm from South Leitrim, from Fina, a small village. It's a farming village. I'm from a very large family. Leitrim is a fantastic place to visit. We've got greenways and blueways. We've got fantastic cafes, cycleways. It's just a great place to visit now and really enjoyable.
Mick, what about yourself? Do you get back to Leitrim much?
I do, yes. I come from Drumshambo, so I go back there as regular as I can.
Johnny, go, go, go. Johnny be good. One more time.
Pat, you left Leitrim at a very young age.
Yeah, pretty young, 17, just 17. Landed in a small village in Kent with my parents and my younger brother Michael. And to be honest with you, Martin, we still live just up the road from there, which is 52 years on. I haven't moved far.
And of course, over them 52 years, you've done a lot with your life, haven't you?
Yeah, quite a bit. Got married, 4 kids, got 6 grandchildren, started a business, and kicked on from there.
Now, of course, the Gallagher Group, a big, massive company these days, it grew from nothing, didn't it? You started off with one machine.
Yeah, it was a very humble beginning, like most Irishmen that started a business. And yeah, we have quite a bit today. We turn over about 100 million in 3 different divisions: contracting, quarrying and property development.
Now, tell me a little bit about the quarrying, because I know that you specialise in stone and cut stone and different stuff. Tell me a little bit about it.
In 1987, I bought a farm of land, and thank God there was rock under it. And it's a very unique stone. It's called a Kent rag stone, And a lot of the famous places in the southeast of England was built from it. I mean, the Tower of London, that was built using ragstone, Canterbury Cathedral, Leeds Castle, many of the stations, churches, everything in Kent. So now today we do an awful lot of stone for the restoration, but also for new build. We turn over about £1 million a year from absolutely nothing a couple of years ago when we got planning permission.
You're the only man I know that bought land and was delighted to find that you had rock underneath the soil.
Listen, I said a few prayers that there was because, shall we say, one was in a lot of debt, and the only way out was, I was lucky I got planning permission by one vote in 1989, 1990. Officially we started quarrying, you could say, and yeah, it's kicked on from there. We do a lot of recycling because, you know, that's the big thing, recycling. And as I say, we have had, I think, about 14 concrete trucks on the road, 2 concrete plants or 3. They cut stone, and we do everything we can. We're like the Chinese takeaway. You want it, we'll get it.
But through all those years, you've never forgotten your roots, and you've been a great supporter, of course, of the Leitrim Association down the years.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're no man if you're not proud of where you come from. And we are very proud of Leitrim, you know. I mean, as I said in New York last year, probably the second best song ever written after our national anthem, Lovely Leitrim, has been sung around the world. And in the early days, yeah, it had the tears in your eyes when you'd hear it, still has. Yeah, and here in London, I mean, like a lot of other cities around the world, we have some great people that keep the show on the road. You met some of them upstairs tonight, Martin.
Now, there's one great friend of yours that can't be here tonight, and he asked me especially to say hello to you, and that's Hughie McGovern.
Oh, Hughie, yeah, lovely man. I met Hughie many years ago down in Maidstone. I seen the name McGovern on this digger, and I thought, that's got to be a fella from somewhere in Cavan. And sure enough, it was on the Leitrim-Cavan border.
I thought I saw Loch Allen's banks in the valleys down below. It was my lovely Leitrim where the Shannon waters flow.
Now, Kathleen, you've known Pat here for a very long time. Tell me about it.
Well, we were born on the same glorious mountain, Slievenearn, or Cashel, it's the townland. We lost track. I came to London when I was about 19. I worked in the health service for 36 years, and it was only a few short years ago now, at a Leitrim Association dance, that a friend said, "You never guess who's here." Pat Gallagher, my neighbour. All the time I'd lived in West London and Pat had lived in Kent, so of course paths never crossed really, you know. So it was amazing. It was lovely to get back in touch, and we've stayed in touch.
And of course, it's great to know that the Gallagher Group is developing and progressing, and of course your family, I believe, is involved in the company as well.
Yeah, the 3 of the 4 kids, yeah. Richard, Lindsay and Stephen. And then Nicola, my daughter, she's a teacher, which I'm very, very proud of, because that's putting something back. And as I say, yeah, they're good kids.
Here comes Johnny singing all this glory. If I believe what I said. Here comes Johnny singing, I got a woman down in the thunder that made me play. He got the action, he got the motion. Oh yeah, the boy can play. Dedication. She's gonna sing time that time into the day. But that's all.
Kieran, are you looking forward to tonight?
Always looking forward to tonight. Every year, it's always a good night. So yeah, definitely.
Now, I know that your mum is very heavily involved with the Leitrim Association, and it's great to see that you're supporting the, the association now.
Yeah. Every year for maybe the last 4 years, I and a couple of my friends have always come to the Leitrim Do annually, and we also sometimes go down to the Paddy Parade as well, with the Leitrim Association. So yeah, we get involved where we can.
Yeah, and of course that's only around the corner now, St Patrick's Day Parade, a big parade in London as well.
Yeah, it's a big parade and always a good day out as well.
So Toby, what's special about the Leitrim Association that you come along?
Well, Kieran's my boyfriend, so his mum hosts it, but I love it, it's always a good time. The music's good, the band's amazing, lots of dancing and drinking.
Yeah, and it's a good social night as well, isn't it, to meet other friends as well?
Yeah, it's really good, we always have a good time every year.
And I bet Eileen is a bit of a slave driver. She makes you come along and get involved. Is that it?
I'm going to be the photographer tonight now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's great to see so many young people here as well supporting the association.
It's always a good laugh, and you get to see all the different Irish culture in London. Last year they had the New York Irish Committee come over, so it was really interesting to see how much of a presence they have over there.
It's great to meet so many people that's been involved with the association as well down the years. There's so many here tonight that's, was there more or less at the beginning.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was really interesting. There was people who've been here for 40 plus years, so it was really good last year.
Callum, are you going to be hitting the dance floor in big style tonight?
I am, yeah. I'm quite a dancer, so I've been told.
Oh, I've heard a little bit of a reputation about you. I know you can do a bit of dancing.
I will, yeah. I'll be up there with Eileen. She's a hell of a dancer too, so definitely.
Now, of course, it's always a great night here at the Crown Hotel, and the meal is always good, the room is beautiful, and Paul Kelly is going to be providing the music, so it's going to be a really good night.
Yeah, definitely. I always look forward to the food. I love my food, and it's a great meal here, yeah.
Well, it's great to see you all here supporting the Leitrim Association, I have to say. It's great to see young people involved. Well done to you all.
It's Swiss again, like we did last summer. Yeah, it's Swiss again. This time of year. Here we go!
Well, we're having a wonderful time here at the Leitrim Association in London, celebrating 63 years of their annual dinner dance. But we've got to take a quick break. Up Leitrim! Welcome back to the show. We're here in London celebrating the Leitrim Association dinner dance, and the entertainment is in full swing, so we're heading off inside.
And swing, come on, here we go! And back in your lane. And pass through, come on!
I came to England in 1970 during the famous bank strike in Ireland. I met the Tara people and joined up with them. And then in 74, I thought hills are green far away and came here on a 3-year contract. And I'm here since.
And you worked with the Bank of Ireland, I believe?
Yes, all my life. 5 years in Longford and the rest of my time here in London.
I know that you're a great GAA supporter, and you played football here, didn't you, both for Leitrim and for London?
Yeah, I did. I played for Leitrim before I came here. And at every level, and I played for London then a few times in the Connacht Championship as well, against Roscommon. We got badly beaten. So that's my love for GAA was, I suppose, grew being playing from Moyle, my native parish, and won a few medals and everything else. And to move from there to London and to meet people like the Punchy Redicans of this world and the Tara Football Club was just home from home. I got involved in the club and spent 5 years as chairman as well. And Tars were the first ever GAA club from London to go to America. The GAA always had Gaelic games here in London, which was played between the All-Ireland champions and the runners-up to promote the GAA in London. And it was sponsored by, not the Bank of Ireland, the All-Irish banks. I played for London against the All-Irish banks. In fact, the guy who came in to mark me was an old mate of mine back in Longford, the AB in Longford. And we ended up marking each other in Wembley. Most GAA clubs now are surviving on the youth. For instance, the Tars have a great youth squad, but not so many of the seniors, principally because the guys who came here years ago and worked hard have gone back to Ireland. And nowadays, to get to Ireland to work and to get back again is only a couple of hours. So it's a lot easier to travel and keep your home ties than to stay here over the weekends. So that is surmountable only by the youth policy.
I've been secretary for the last 2 years now. I've been coming to the dinner dances since I was a child, and I always said to Frank and Mick that one day I'd get involved, just because I think it's important that the younger generation and the sort of second generation down get involved and keep things like this going, because it's a great tradition, and I think it helps to keep ties with Leitrim and obviously the other associations that do something similar. So.
It's great to see a second generation young man like yourself involved.
This one of the highlights of the year. It really is a great night. The Leitrim one, I think above all the other dinner dances, are you know, it really promotes dancing, singing, and I think you'll see later on the dance floor will be packed pretty much all night.
You've got a great band on show as well with Paul Kelly.
Yeah, Paul Kelly, we're all looking forward to his debut at Leitrim Din Dance tonight, so I think that'll be very exciting.
By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down, everywhere, let me remember Zion. By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down.
The Leitrim Association was formed in 1954. I came in 56, and the first I learned about was Frank McGrady was from Ballinadlera, and we're coming back from football meetings, the county board meetings, and he started to tell me about the Leitrim Association and the people that was involved. I think there was a Father Rinn that time very much involved in it. There was Mick Mulvarty from Fina, and there was quite a few around at that time. So I joined it in around 58. The Leitrim done a lot. Now, I'm not saying that I done a lot with them, but done a lot of Irish festivals and different things like that, and in that early times as well. So they did do an awful lot and hard work, you know. So.
And of course the association is great as well for supporting charities, and we saw them there tonight. They made some presentations for some charities with some cheques tonight.
Yeah, there was, I'd say, 2 or 3. There was one charity back in Ireland.
Tonight we've got to remember a special person, of course, that's your former chairperson here of the Leitrim Association, who sadly passed away just before Christmas. That was Doris Daly.
And Doris was a fine lady and an unbelievable lady. She was, as far as the Leitrim Association and other thing in her work as well, she'd done a lot of work, even to back into her old age. She was doing a lot of work that a lot of young people wouldn't do. She was a fantastic lady, a very clever lady.
And of course it was very nice that Father Maughan there spoke about her as well when he was doing his address.
Yes, Father Maughan would have known her well, because when he was working here in London, he wouldn't be far from where she was.
Keep up the good work, Pointshays.
Okay, thank you very much.
But before she took his name, when she told me she loved me, it hurt to the core. I could never.
Nuala, great to see you here tonight, and of course you're very well known to all our viewers all over the UK.
Well, maybe they might have caught me on the BBC every now and again, but I'm usually asking the questions, not answering them. But lovely to be with you.
Now, of course, it's a great celebration here tonight, celebrating 63 years of the Leitrim Association.
It is, and I think what's lovely as well, actually, downstairs, you'll see people of all different ages, some that came over maybe 40, 50 years ago. There are some that are only in their early 20s that are probably down there celebrating as well. So it's lovely. You've kind of got a real mix of people, either that live here or live in Ireland or over for it, or maybe came here years ago, and they're all together downstairs having a good night.
Tell me about your own connections with Leitrim.
Well, my father's from Leitrim, as is my uncle, but we used to spend every summer there actually with an aunt of mine, so we were brought up in Dublin but always went back to Leitrim and continue to go back because there's, I suppose, just those family roots.
Now, Tony, you come to this country at a very young age.
Yes, I came when I was 17, 1962.
And of course you've worked extremely hard, and I know yourself and your brother Peter, may he rest in peace, sadly passed away, but you started up your company back many, many years ago.
Yeah, back in 1967. Yeah, we operated from the back of the Crown in Cricklewood.
And of course it's grown into a big, big company these days, and you employ a lot of people, and I know that you're heavily involved in recycling as well.
We were very much involved until this year, but we took a back seat in December this year, so we're going to take it a bit easier now.
So you're going to go and enjoy more holidays in Leitrim?
Do a bit of vintage, a bit of holidays, and look after the property.
And Bernadette, are you enjoying the night?
Yes, I certainly am. I always do. We've been coming here a long time.
So are you going to get Tony up on the dance floor?
I wish I could. He never danced.
Well, he was a great footballer in his day, so surely he's able to do a bit of dancing.
Right. I wish you could.
Now, Tony, we've seen there earlier on, of course, you're a great supporter of charities and good causes, and we've seen the Leitrim Association there presented some cheques earlier on tonight.
Yeah, that's right. We try and do a bit for charity because we have been lucky. Yeah, we have been lucky, so we might as well give something back to charity. Yeah.
Now, Nuala, tell us when we can listen to you.
Well, 4 until 6 p.m. UK time, Monday to Friday on the BBC World Service that you can find online or on DAB Radio. It's probably, if you're watching this on Sky, it's on one of those channels as well, the BBC World Service, and then I'll pop up on BBC World News as well.
Lovely to meet you all. Joe, 2018, a busy year for you.
Yeah, so the year started in Killarney at the All Islands, where I won the All Ireland Championships. I then went on to Glasgow and I won the World Championships. Then the end of the year I was lucky enough to get called to do Lord of the Dance, and then we went out to Taiwan. We toured for 2 weeks with James Keegan as the lead, and that was something I'll never forget.
My wild rose of Leitrim, oh won't you be my bride? Won't you stay forever, always by my side? I know that there's no reason.
Supposedly the Leitrim Person of the Year, so I got an invite, and I haven't been over to this function before, and I have to say I really enjoy myself, meeting up with a lot of neighbours and old friends, so it's great.
Of course, you're a Leitrim man through and through, and you played county football for them as well.
I did way back, yeah, when it was harder to get off the team than on it. I played back in the 80s for about 7 or 8 years. Started off at minor and played senior for a good few years. But I'm very proud to have played for Leitrim, and it was a great occasion when I realised it was on the county panel, so I've always had that as a nice memory.
You're a great storyteller.
Well, I grew up in a community where everyone, what we called Caillion, there was a lot of Caillion going on and people told stories, and I suppose it wasn't off the grass selected, and I just liked the whole thing of putting words together and making a story and trying to make people laugh and seeing the funny side of things. I write a show, put it together, put it into the van, and I go anywhere with it, and I do a lot of theatres, but I also do football clubs and all sorts of places, anywhere I get an audience, so that's my bread and butter now.
Well, what a great night it's been here, celebrating 63 years of the Leitrim Association. Well done to each and every one, and many congratulations to all the people involved down the years. Now that brings us to the end of the show for this week. Don't forget we're back next Thursday evening on Sky Channel 192, Freesat 161 at 7:30 p.m. See you then.